Can you believe it's only been a week since the hearings? My gosh, a lot of interesting things have happened. Come on in, let's talk about it. Good morning, everybody. I'm Bill Bateman. This is another OSTA update. And yes, indeed, it was only 1 week ago. In fact, at this time, 1 week ago, I was gathering my testimony. I had 3 computer screens open, piles of paper stacked everywhere. It was something out of a movie. I wanted to make sure I used just the right word, and I know a lot of you were doing the very same thing. We had meetings in our park, letter writing meetings, we had organizing meetings, and people all over the state did that. And I think it's important to acknowledge that. I do want to acknowledge the participation of the Twin Cedars residents. Now, Twin Cedars had about 25 individuals who attended in person up to Salem. Wow, that is stupendous. Stupendous, not even a word, I'm so excited. That was stupendous. Very good job. And if I understand from Judy, it was a new experience for most of them, and everybody enjoyed participating. So I want to acknowledge them here on my podcast. I'm going to give Rochelle a little nudge, and we're going to talk about it in the newsletter. And we're all looking forward to getting this thing going through the House and Senate. Now, I mentioned Judy. Judy Annin is head of Manufactured Homeowners for Change, a Facebook group, and she is also a key player. She's a resident, I believe, of Twin Cedars, and if I'm not, I apologize, but that's what I understand from what I have here in front of me. And a lot of good work was done in the Facebook front with that. And this is It's outstanding because we'd all like to be younger and we'd all like to have less health-related issues holding us back. I know I would. I'm sure many of you would. But this has been a brilliant example of how people initially were afraid to speak up, and now they're not anymore. I've heard this story from several individuals. We were talking in a board meeting how individuals who initially are even reticent to write or to call and ask for help are now are organizing. They're getting groups together. They're passing petitions out. They're sharing information. And that's what this movement is all about. And this shows that this is a valid movement, because for people to overcome fear of retaliation, the feeling of retaliation can go from excessive rule enforcement, like, oh, your trash can's a ½ inch over the line, I'm afraid we're going to have to cite you for that, all the way up to and including, and I was stunned to see this actually occurs, physical altercations. People are starting to stand up and say no. They're starting to say when. When you've had enough, you say when. And that's what people are doing. What's significant is now we're seeing pushback. Now we're seeing other tactics. Now we're seeing what I call trolls. I actually got my first few negative comments on some of the stuff we've been doing. And I love it. It lets me know that somebody thinks enough of what we're doing to try and muddy the waters. And okay, there's a really good feature on your computer. I know in Facebook, when I used to belong to Facebook, I would simply block them. Don't feed the trolls. Don't spend your time arguing with people who are probably paid to be doing this, trying to get under your skin, trying to bother you, trying to make you upset. This is done in politics. This is done in any type of movement, any type of organization. It's just part of the terrain, so don't worry about it. Let's keep doing what we're doing, and what we are doing is very, very well. Thank you to everyone. Thank you to the folks at the various manufactured home communities and floating home communities throughout the state. We have stood up. We have made it clear that we are saying when we've had enough, and we are going to be actively working to turn this in a much, much better direction. We will keep you up to date here at OSTA. Please keep us up to date with what's going on in your park. We want to make sure everybody gets the information they need. If you have any questions, reach out to us. OSTA updates as they become available. Until then, be safe, stay warm, and we'll see you next time.